So we have now done 25 crash events overall, which means we have now completed 5 of the 10 ranks that we have in this game so far. And I think because we're now so close to 100 at this point, I might as well do another 5. Probably do 2 or 3 today, and then probably do the other 2 tomorrow, and then we'll figure out what to do next from there. So there's only one available, it's at Central Route, and it is 1 ton destruction. And that is what we're doing. So we need 4.5 million for gold, 2.5 million of silver, and 1.5 million for the bronze. Something else I actually noticed is that while the tier 5 crash events, they were actually easier than the ones in tier 4. So I think the game did actually spare me from having a spontaneous combustion moment because it was easier. And for that, I can actually appreciate it. So this time, we are using the SUV. And we're going to drive this thing in green. Because I figure we can do the damage with the SUV. Given enough time, of course. And also given enough time for the destruction to flow. Which it no doubt will. Because this is the spot where I need to be. In order for this to really work. And can I cause anything else? No. I'm not close enough. Or not quite close enough, I should say. And we get the silver. And we're going to be just short of the gold. Honestly, if there was one more car involved in that pile-up, it probably would have been good enough for the gold. I was very close to getting the gold on my first try at that time. But you know what? I am happy with that first effort, so let's try again and see if we can actually untie that knot that is in front of us. Would also help if I can nail the launch. Then in which case I have got a better shot of doing this. Just hit that truck, and I think I just did. So I think that may be what helps me out here. In terms of getting the destruction to flow. I think hitting the back of that truck was imperative to getting the gold here. From what I could see. And I am using the aftertouch to see if anything else will happen. And I think at this point it just might, but I don't know what's going to happen from here. Okay, we got the gold. 6.2 million in the SUV. I just had to hit the back of that truck and then I would get it. And my god, is that a pile-up. And the explosions are still happening. It's almost like I'm looking at least 2 tons of dynamite. With how big that explosion was. It honestly felt like 2 tons of dynamite. Anyway, 1 down, 4 to go. So that's our first one done. And no further ones are unlocked in Eastern Bay yet, so our next one is Shao-Lin Tumble. So this time our gold target is 7 million, 5 million the silver, and 2.5 million the bronze. Where do we need to go? Well, we need to go down there. And make sure that we somehow cause enough chaos on both sides of the road. That's basically what we have to do. Essentially. And you know what? Because I couldn't get a thumbnail shot of the SUV before, I am gonna make sure I do that now, because I haven't got a shot of the SUV yet, and because I am trying to make sure that I include as much variety among my cars as I possibly can. Plus I think the SUV looks alright, so you know, I gotta give it kudos somehow, right? And it's taking its time to load. Whatever. I know what I have to do here. Just have to hit 1 or 2 cars here, and then we just have to let the destruction flow on both sides of the road, basically. Something that I should have no problem doing here. Especially considering I do need to land on the bottom side of the road as well. And the target car was in front of me. And that probably makes the difference in terms of knowing if I get the gold or don't get the gold. Oh, never mind. Although still not enough for anything further though. Okay, we need to get more cars involved. So what I have to do, I think I have to clip a vehicle after taking the ramp. And then I basically just have to cause destruction on the other 2 lanes as well. I think that's what the case is. No, anyway. We're just gonna have to wait and see what we do from here. I think I did actually do something good there, because I got damage on both sides of the road. I think getting that bus to be on that other side of the road, that probably helped me. And we've got the bronze, now can we get the silver? Yes, and now we've got the gold. Pretty sure that's definitely the gold we got there, because my gold target was 7 million. Yeah, we've done it. So what I needed to do was use the ramp, then basically hit the bus on top, and then basically, as soon as I hit that bus, it just went off onto the other road, and then basically everyone else just wrecked. That was basically the way that happened. So I think it's fair to say that ramp definitely helped me in terms of getting the gold. And now that is 2 crash zones down, and we've got another 3 to go. I did not think that was going to work, but I am so glad that taking the ramp actually did work. And now we've got the Sport C180 Lite. So basically, what we've learned from this is, if there is a ramp to take, and it actually works in terms of you clipping the traffic, you basically have to use it. But there we go. And these other 2 are not unlocked yet, so let's now head over to Crashaoke in Eastern Bay. So this time we need 6.5 million for a gold, 4.5 million for a silver, 1 million for a bronze in Crashaoke. I think that's how it's pronounced, unless it's Crashaoke or something. Fuck it. We're just here to basically wreck some shit. we're basically just here to wreck some shit, so that's just what we're doing. Basically just trying to wreck as many cars as we can. Basically. Okay. So we've used the SUV for the first two, and I think we're going to use the car we just unlocked now, if I can find it. Yeah, here it is. The Sport C180 Lite. Because I want to make sure I am getting some usage out of pretty much all my cars. And I think this car is based off the Aston Martin Vanquish or something, judging by its rear end. It definitely looks like it's based off an Aston. Yeah, we'll drive this thing in black. Unless it's the Sport C190 that's the Vanquish or whatever. And that did not work in any way. Okay. Yeah, that was embarrassing. I don't want to talk about that. I need to make sure I avoid hitting those tuk-tuks at this point. Okay, maybe that will work. Maybe. Okay, can I hit that truck? Come on, hit the truck, hit the truck. Yeah, there we go. We got the truck, baby! And now, hopefully I can get my target car. Wherever he is. And we've got the gold, so I must have got my target car by now. And, yep, we've passed 10 million. So, I've actually done this one perfectly. I think that's probably my best score for a crash event yet. 10 million in one run. Basically, I just clipped something at the side of the road, and then basically after that, I just went straight into a truck, and then hit another truck, and then I basically just hit a few other trucks after that. That was how I got the gold here at Eastern Bay. I think that's probably one of the best recorded runs for this crash event, is what me thinks. But there we go. It's done. And now we have just 2 to go. Let's see if we can finish this. So far, so good. And now we are just 2 events away from finishing Tier 6. As we've got this. Streetcar set on fire. And our last one is Noodles of Fun. Let's do this one first. I can definitely say form-wise we have pretty much been on fire when we've been succeeding. Oh, we're doing this one again. Oh boy! How much am I going to struggle with this one this time? Hopefully not as much as I did before. Because if that does become the case, then I will be upset. But hopefully not. And you know what? Let's use the van for this. Because I feel like this thing is almost as good as the mobile diner that we used before. Even though that was technically a special event before. Just gotta make sure I keep hitting the ramps. I didn't check what the gold target was, but I think we did do a pretty good job to start with, from what I can see. And right now, I think we're currently doing well. I did not say what the gold target was, but we seem to be doing well for now, so think it was 6 million or something, 6.5 million. I think it might have been 6.5 million, but doesn't matter because I got the gold on my first try, and I got the target car as well. Don't care how many cars I hit, as long as it's enough for the gold, that's all I care about. So suffice to say, the van actually worked, as I got the gold on my first try. That's actually a rarity, but I'm so glad it happened that time around, because we've now just got one left. Okay, that went extremely well. And now we've got just one to go, as we continue to ascend up the Dominator rank. Okay, one event to go at Central Route. Noodles of Fun. And then we will be finished with this damn tier. Alright, so for our final Rank 6 crash event, we are driving another truck. Drive a specially selected crash car in this event. Win a medal to unlock this car for other crash events. So 6 million is the gold target, 4 million the silver, and 1.5 million the bronze. You know, these have actually been easier targets, I'm not gonna lie. These have actually been easier targets than what I was expecting them to be. I thought for sure they were going to continue to give me a world of pain, but that actually hasn't been the case. They've actually been easier than I thought they were going to be, which is quite surprising to me. But anyway, I guess it's because I am just, well, hardballed and all that shit. So 180 is the boost speed, crash breaker 9, and the vehicle is super heavy. I don't know what car this is meant to be based off of. Probably doesn't matter either. Point is, it's a non-generic car that we are driving, as I almost immediately put myself into oblivion. Although thankfully don't. And I think hitting that truck was crucial, because we've already made some chaos flow. I should have held on to R1. Alright. That is the silver now achieved. Can we get the gold? Yes, we can. We just got the gold. And we got this one first try as well. No secondary crash breaker, but we didn't need that second crash breaker, because we got the gold first try, in spite of me missing the second ramp. But whatever. A gold's a gold, never apologise for scoring the gold. Well, unless you score the gold under rigged circumstances, then maybe you apologise then. Kind of like what happened with Denny Hamlin, I guess. If I were to use an example. Where he pretty much had the championship in the bag, but then a late caution ultimately robbed him of what would have been his championship, because of NASCAR's stupid caution policies and overtime implementations and everything. Anyway, doesn't matter now. What's done is done. As we achieved $6,031,000 flat in damages. In other words, we achieved 6.031 million dead. And we've now got another pickup in our roster. And now we are just 10 perfect scores away from reaching rank 11. Which, by the way, is the elite rank. Rank 11 is called elite. You know, I had a lot more fun working my way through both ranks 5 and 6 on the Crash events, because they just felt a lot easier than when I finished off the rank 4 Crash events. I mean, finishing off the rank 4 Crash events, they were a bitch. But with the end of ranks 5 and 6 on the Crash fronts, they were actually a lot easier than I thought they were going to be. But anyway, there we go. So these are our stats now after 18 episodes and after 6 episodes of crashing. We've now reached triple-digit figures on the events completed and won, and we are now up to 45 cars won and 42 challenges now complete. And the race stats still remain the same. However, we have now elevated ourselves up to almost $675 million in damages. We will almost certainly pass that number the next time we do the Crash events. And you know what? I think at this point I am going to do the next few Crash events, now that I think about it, in both ranks 7 and 8, because that was honestly an easier ride than I thought it was going to be. But anyway, we are moving up nicely, as we're now 71% complete with the game. So, next time on Burnout Revenge, rank 7 crashes. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more. Anyways, yeah, stay tuned.